A man who knows he is a fool is not a great fool. If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. Success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose.
Education shows the path to the door of opportunity. It gives confidence and hope to open it. Life's greatest gift is the freedom it leaves you to step out of it whenever you choose. Yea, all things live forever, though at times they sleep and are forgotten.
I admire those who do good and expect nothing in return.
We beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.
One who is too insistent on his own views finds few to agree with him.
Don't forget, a person's greatest emotional need is to feel appreciated. The truth is not for all men, but only for those who seek it. The height of strategy is to attack your opponent's strategy. The desire to die was my one and only concern. To it I have sacrificed everything, even death. Flexibility makes buildings to be stronger. Imagine what it can do to your soul.
The smallest light has greater power than the largest darkness.
I can't understand why people are frightened of new ideas. I'm frightened of the old ones.
I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. The world is already full of critics. To stand out, be an encourager. Look for the good in every person and every situation. You'll almost always find it.
People always say life is too short for regrets, but the truth is it's too long.
Deeds will not be less valiant because they are unpraised. He who knows his enemy and himself well will not be defeated easily.
Playing it safe is the most dangerous thing you can do in life. What we do is more important than what we say or what we say we believe. You always know the truth because when you cut yourself or someone else with it, there's always a bloody show. The past is apparition. The future, a shifting illusion. Time is a trick. This moment is all there is.
I never said it would be easy. I only said it would be worth it.
Life is a magical journey, so travel endlessly to unfold its profound and heart-touching beauty. Great goals make great people. People cannot hit what they do not aim for.
3 rules of work. Out of clutter, find simplicity. From discord, find harmony. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Creativity is intelligence having fun.
Do yourself a favor, get rich. Life gets easier with money, not time.
Faith is a knowledge within the heart, beyond the reach of proof.
No dirt can touch me like an ocean. Everything that comes to me becomes clean.
One defends when his strength is inadequate. He attacks when it is abundant.
When the darkness closes all around, beauty is still there just waiting to be found.
When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be.
When we are tired, we are attacked by ideas we conquered long ago.
The difficult problems in life always start off being simple. Great affairs always start off being small.
You get what you give, but also what you're willing to take.
No persons are more frequently wrong than those who will not admit they are wrong.
History is idle gossip about a happening whose truth is lost the instant it has taken place. The wide-awake man seizes opportunities or makes them, and thus those who are widest awake usually come to the front.
Efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction.
Integrity is doing what is right and truthful, and doing as you say you would do.
You don't have to like someone, but you have to treat them as you wish to be treated. We are products of our past, but we don't have to be prisoners of it.
Life is magical for those whose hearts are loving, minds are full with joy, and eyes that are dancing with beauty. Regardless of how black the page, he had always managed to turn it and move on to a new chapter in his life. Take your victories, whatever they may be, cherish them, use them, but don't settle for them.
You fall because you are human, and rise because you are divine. Time always exposes what you truly mean to someone.
We can't choose our fate, but we can choose others. Be careful in knowing that. I'm the one that's got to die when it's time for me to die, so let me live my life the way I want to.
Hard work is only a prison sentence when you lack motivation.
You go out and do the best you can and hope it works. You just try to improve. I hear my silence talked of in every lane. The suppression of a cry is itself a cry of pain.
Hold yourself back, or heal yourself back together. You decide.
Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. It's always about timing. If it's too soon, no one understands. If it's too late, everyone's forgotten. Some concepts are so incredibly risky they take an honest fool to try to articulate them.
When the position is such that neither side will gain by making the first move, it is called temporizing ground.
Fight for what you believe in, for if you don't, you will be forever fighting against yourself. To maintain an army at a distance causes the people to be impoverished. For those who believe, no proof is necessary. For those who don't believe, no proof is possible. Never tolerate disrespect, not even from yourself. I think of life as a good book. The further you get into it, the more it begins to make sense.
Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. Think well. The snow goose need not bathe to make itself white. Neither need you do anything but be yourself.
Timid men prefer the calm of despotism to the tempestuous sea of liberty. It doesn't matter what we are, it matters what we do.
Small circle, private life, and peaceful mind.
Be known for your kindness and sympathy, for a kind gesture can heal a wound that only compassion can heal. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done.
Be wiser than other people if you can, but do not tell them so.
The only thing that can make you feel unexplainable feelings is by loving unconditionally. You don't win races by wishing, you win them by running faster than everyone else does. You are the magic code that unlocks your happiness. Envy, after all, comes from wanting something that isn't yours. But grief comes from losing something you've already had. It's easier to fake it. When you fake it for 16 years, it becomes part of you, something you don't think about. All people know the same truth. Our lives consist of how we choose to distort it. When we least expect it, a new door opens on its own to take us where we belong.
Light in your mind is better than darkness in your soul.
Surround yourself with people who talk about visions and ideas, not people.
Sometimes things become possible if we want them bad enough.
No human should mislead another by promising them something they know to be untrue. I knew who I was this morning, but I've changed a few times since then.
The road to success is dotted with many tempting parking spaces. All men who have achieved great things have been great dreamers. True words are not fancy. Fancy words are not true. The good do not debate. Debaters are not good. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This would diminish his enthusiasm.
The trouble with fiction, said John Rivers, is that it makes too much sense. Reality never makes sense. Earn nicely, spend wisely, and you will live happily. To have what you have never had, you have to do what you have never done.
There are no second chances in life, except to feel remorse.
If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor.
The big lesson in life, baby, is never be scared of anyone or anything. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent.
There is no shelter from the willful blindness of a politician. You will receive everything you need when you stop asking for what you do not need.
If thinking should precede acting, then acting must succeed thinking.
Courage is living by the free will that one creates for themselves, not the life of monotony determined by another.
The storm is what they threw at me. The hurricane is what I became.
Yet he who reigns within himself and rules passions, desires, and fears is more a king. Only you can take inner freedom away from yourself or give it to yourself. Nobody else can. One little ray of sunlight can do wonders in our life. Thank people who help you because they make you happy. Thank people who don't help you because they make you strong.
A ship is always safe at shore, but that is not what it's built for.
You are at your strongest when you are calm. You don't need to understand what the world is. Just let your life flow with it and become something. Wisdom comes to us when it can no longer do any good.
Focus on making yourself better, not on thinking that you are better.
Once in a while it really hits people that they don't have to experience the world in the way they have been told to. Fallon affected my body in weird ways, but only because she's different, I told myself. When the world throws rocks at you, turn them into diamonds. Others have seen what is and asked why. I have seen what could be and asked why not. If your absence doesn't bother them, then your presence never mattered to them in the first place. The things that pose the greatest threats to your survival are the most real things. It is amazing how complete is the delusion that beauty is goodness.
Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. The consequences of every act are included in the act itself.
Perhaps the logical conclusion of everyone looking the same is everyone thinking the same. Every time I plant a seed, he say, kill it before it grow. He say, kill it before they grow. Today I bent the truth to be kind, and I have no regret, for I am far surer of what is kind than I am of what is true. The greatest stories aren't always written. They're plucked from the everyday lives of ordinary people. Argue for your limitations, and sure enough, they're yours. Truth is naturally universal, and shines into many different windows, though many are clouded. The sharpest minds often ruin their lives by overthinking the next step, while the dull win the race with eyes closed. Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. We are seeds as well as parasites to the earth. We can either give or take, depending on our perception of growth.
Life is pain. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength.
We don't get to choose what is true. We only get to choose what we do about it. The world is a prison in which solitary confinement is preferable. No matter how many people give me advice, I am going to do what my heart tells me to do. You look up when you wish to be exalted, and I look down because I am exalted.
Some things you hear with your ears, others you hear with your heart. You endure what is unbearable, and you bear it. That is all.
Life will just not wait for us to live it. We are in it now, and now is the time to live.
Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving.
If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. No matter how long you train someone to be brave, you never know if they are or not until something real happens. You are a wonderful creation. You know more than you think you know, just as you know less than you want to know.
Don't stop when you are tired. Stop when you are done. If something is important, it deserves to be experienced deeply.
One always has a better book in one's mind than one can manage to get onto paper. The truth may be out there, but the lies are inside your head. I have never seen or heard of such a fish, but I must kill him. I am glad we do not have to try to kill the stars. Compromise brings harmony to both, happiness to none.
I know the joy of fishes in the river through my own joy as I go walking along the same river. We say later, later, until later becomes too late, and all we can think of is if only. Feel your emotions, live true your passions, keep still your mind. It is hard work and great art to make life not so serious.
The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching.
If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough.
Paradoxically, though it may seem, it is nonetheless true that life imitates art far more than art imitates life. Of course, a sign doesn't mean anything unless you know how to interpret it. Don't compare your life to others. You have no idea what their journey is all about. Don't waste your time hating a failure. Failure is a greater teacher than success. Listen, learn, go on. Anybody can make the simple complicated. Creativity is making the complicated simple. Success goes to the ones who do. Get up, show up, throw up if you have to. Do it afraid, but do it no matter. When you came, you cried, and everybody smiled with joy. When you go, smile and let the world cry for you.
There's no such thing in anyone's life as an unimportant day.
Be thankful for everything that happens in your life. It's all an experience.
What is to be, will be, and no prayers of ours can arrest the decree. A trusting heart will follow only those who truly follow their heart.
The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any.
True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing.
Who belonged to no one, who belonged to everyone, who had nothing, who wanted everything.
Don't fast forward through life. You'll miss all the good stuff along the way. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. Your vision will be blurry, but it will grow clear with time.
We fall, we break, we fail, but then we rise, we heal, we overcome.
If everyone wants to be somebody, I want to be somebody else. Crying can bring relief, as long as you don't cry alone. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting.
Sometimes the right thing feels all wrong until it is over and done with. We can know only that we know nothing, and that is the highest degree of human wisdom.
To be wealthy and honored in an unjust society is a disgrace.
It's as simple as that, simple and complicated as most true things are. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land in the stars. Your greatest self has been waiting your whole life. Don't make it wait any longer. Anyone can hide. Facing up to things, working through them, that's what makes you strong. When I was growing up, I always wanted to be someone. Now I realize I should have been more specific. For your peace of mind, don't let people know too much about you. You were put on this earth to achieve your greatest self, to live out your purpose, and to do it courageously. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind.
If you fight with all your might, there is a chance of life, whereas death is certain if you cling to your corner. Life is all about becoming a better version of yourself. The journey is what brings us happiness, not the destination.
There is nothing worse for the lying soul than the mirror of reality. Do not give them a candle to light the way. Teach them how to make fire instead. That is the meaning of enlightenment. The bottom line is, insults only hurt when they come from someone I respect. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up.
Truth often sacrificed for the sake of stability and peace.
There are no classes in life for beginners. Right away, you're always asked to deal with what is most difficult. Life is short. Focus on what really matters most. You have to change your priorities over time. I lie to myself all the time, but I never believe me.
Go to heaven for the climate and hell for the company. Life is more or less a lie, but then again, that's exactly the way we want it to be.
I figured something out. The future is unpredictable.
Contentment is natural wealth. Luxury is artificial poverty.
In the long run, the sharpest weapon of all is a kind and gentle spirit. When we stop fighting against death, we are able to wake up to our lives.
There are few reasons for telling the truth, but for lying, the number is infinite.
Success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. I am always doing what I cannot do yet, in order to learn how to do it. Not everything can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted.
In the end, it will all work out okay. The end isn't final if we're not okay with it.
Stop lying to yourself. When we deny our own truth, we deny our own potential. Truth is not something outside to be discovered. It is something inside to be realized. It doesn't get better by overthinking. It only gets better by working towards eradicating your problem.
In conflict, straightforward actions generally lead to engagement. Surprising actions generally lead to victory.
When something ought to be true, then it proves to be a very powerful truth. Every person has a right to risk their own life for the preservation of it.
At the heart of nature's mystery lies another mystery.
Sacrifice is a part of life. It's supposed to be. It's not something to regret. It's something to aspire to. The soul exists partly in eternity and partly in time.
If I have a platform and a voice, I should use it for my people.
Much of what was said did not matter. and that much of what mattered could not be said. The best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them. It's against the rules of humanity to believe there is nothing we can do.
I believe in spectacles, but I think eyes necessary too.
No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it.
The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven.
Do what you can with what you have where you are. The right way is always the difficult way, but it's the only way that connects us with our soul.
Everyone's greatest fantasy is to walk away from the life you lead.
The more I read, the more I acquire, the more certain I am that I know nothing. Too late, I found you can't wait to become perfect. You got to go out and fall down and get up with everybody else. Anyone who knows me should learn to know me again, for I am like the moon, you will see me with new face every day. Life swings like a pendulum backward and forward between pain and boredom.
Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change.
Things will get easier. People's minds will change, and you should be alive to see it. If so few female geniuses are found in history, it is because society denies them any means of expression.
It is much easier to be brave if you do not know everything.
It is not enough to show how clever we are by showing how obscure everything is. Allow yourself to be a beginner. No one starts off being excellent. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is reluctance.
Manifest plainness, embrace simplicity, reduce selfishness, have few desires.
If you're going to kick authority in the teeth, you might as well use 2 feet. A truth is what it is, a lie, a thought-out deception more brutal than a truth could ever be. Being kind is the greatest thing that costs nothing, but it is everything to the person who receives.
Apparent confusion is a product of good order, apparent cowardice of courage, apparent weakness of strength. We have to speak the truth always, at any cost, and no matter what.
Even if there's a small lie in the truth you're telling, it will make the truth questionable. We can regard our life as a uselessly disturbing episode in the blissful repose of nothingness. Most men would rather deny a hard truth than face it.
Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. When we embrace who we are, the world embraces us right back.
What makes earth feel like hell is our expectation that it should feel like heaven. It is not hard to walk without looking. It is hard to walk without seeing.
In fact, the truth cannot be communicated until it is perceived. Respond intelligently, even to unintelligent treatment. To have a human form of a joyful thing, but in the universe of possible forms, there are others just as good. Everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. Keep creating. The world yearns to celebrate your next masterpiece. Spies are a most important element in water because on them depends an army's ability to move. The bad news is time flies. The good news is you're the pilot.
To turn your dreams into reality, all your resources, efforts, and concentration should be aligned in the same direction.
At times, even a 90% compatibility rate ends in a breakup.
The measure of intelligence is the ability to change.
Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley.
You just have to go after what you want, and if it doesn't want you back, then so be it. It doesn't deserve you anyways. Hatred is a form of faith, distilled by passion to remove all rationality. The way to make your dreams come true is to start believing in them. Your time is the most precious thing in this world. We could only choose which path to take to our destination. What happened along the way was entirely up to chance. Don't be pressured by the society, because no matter what you do, you won't be perfect. Why not just be yourself?
Never say anything about yourself you don't want to come true.
One of the greatest journeys in life is overcoming insecurity and learning to truly not give a shit. He whose ranks are united in purpose will be victorious. We become what we want to be by consistently being what we want to become each day. If we try to measure, now we find it's always gone, has become part of the past. There is beauty everywhere. Even in the dark, there is light, and that is the rarest kind of all.
He who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it. A fool despises good counsel, but a wise man takes it to heart.
I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me, and I didn't have the heart to let him down. The circumstances surrounding your birth is not as important as the opportunity to live life. You're never given a dream without also being given the power to make it true. I think it's important to hold a mirror up to society and yourself.
I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain.
To be the best, you must be able to handle the worst.
Man is no longer an artist. He has become a work of art.
Just keep moving forward and don't give a shit about what anybody thinks. Do what you have to do for you.
The control of large numbers is possible, and like unto that of small numbers, if we subdivide them.
A thing may happen and be a total lie. Another thing may not happen and be truer than the truth. You couldn't erase everything that caused you pain with recollection. Every memory was valuable, even the bad ones. The world should have been in Technicolor, but seemed more like black and white. The things you do for yourself are gone when you are gone, but the things you do for others remain as your legacy.
Life is an essay you yourself have to write, start to finish. Adversity discourages losers. Adversity inspires winners.
Life, it's not just about watching the stars, it's about shining with them.
The truth doesn't cost anything, but a lie could cost you everything.
Those who have failed to work toward the truth have missed the purpose of living. It is not easy to keep silent when silence is a lie.